We'll saddle on up, partner, and come on in for a scry. So funny. Hello, old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. Come on in. I just amuse myself sometimes. Okay, my name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to utilize a new scroll set today, and we'll scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on Tarot and Oracle in the Shaman's Palm layout. And where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have GhostTube kick in for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient auric adventures. Overall, pleased to receive a release freely. Before we dive in, just want to say thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. Energy. We're getting there. We're going to have a snack soon. When you're ready, let's go. So this is a new set of scrolls. It is one of one. It's a full set. Very full set at 44. If you are interested in this one set, link is below in the Buy Me a Coffee shop. If not, more will be coming. When you're ready, taking a nice deep breath, closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of fellow old souls, thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right. So there's your layout if you'd like to take it in.
Fool.
Like a fool. All right, I'm going to start scrying. You know the drill as well. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, as your reflections and your insights do expand the experience. Drop an emoji. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated.
Love.
All right. Oh, I love that you love. If I drop you down just a titch, sorry. So there seems to be some sort of a... There's like an... I'm going to call it an elf. And I'm looking at the moons. Something... It's like almost an eclipse, but it's not an eclipse. Maybe this is a sensation you're familiar with in some form of energy. It's like sensing the eclipse energy when it's not visually in an eclipse. Do you know what I'm saying when I say that? All right, I'm going to keep going. And also hole punches that are, like a regular hole punch is a hole. But this one's like a star. This one is a heart. All these different shapes punched into the fabric of like Swiss cheese, the fabric of reality. There's a lot of energy exchanges going on, old souls.
Judith.
Specifically from the heart, solar plexus, and third eye. There's also something silver happening here. In the silver frequency. There's lots of landings. I'm hearing the song I'm a Little Teapot. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. As well, when I was setting up, there was a grandmother vibe coming through. Okay, I'm sitting here. Do you know how in like
You were funny.
Well, that's, I do amuse myself. If you're on a phone, you can zoom in. But right about here, the way I'm seeing this is, in movies, if, like someone's tied up, but you're with somebody, and there's like a pole in the center, but you're tied together at the back. Here's the thing. I'm not actually tied. No, I'm not actually tied. I feel a little like I'm waiting. One side is a little like agitated waiting. Not agitated, that's not the right word for this. I'm like tapping my knees. I'm ba 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 ba. The other side is doing something else. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly right in here. This is the side that has movement. This is the priest and priestess feel. They're tied together, but they're not tied. Why? So there's something about time here as well. Raven magic. Some of you might work with runes. There's a book. Maybe this is also the Akashic.
I can't.
Do you know what this is? It's like when I come back to this energy of the priest, priestess, but the, one side's got like a little bit more energy, or at least an expression of energy. I'm not saying it's like active and passive is the best way I can put it. It's like flipping a page back and forth. There's an action of flipping the page, kind of like the elliptic energy of the eclipse. And I'm flipping this page back and forth. It's like I'm referencing something over here and going back over on this side. That action is very active, but then my eyes read and it's passive. That's how I'm feeling. I'm not saying that it's a fundamental something or other. There's a time, old souls, I feel like I'm in the time
Priest.
before time. Before there was time, or before there was time being captured, before there was time being captured or calculated or noticed, I'm in that time. You said priest. Yeah, we're in here. There's also, maybe that's that fidgety energy. Thank you. I'm going to zip over here. It kind of feels like an exorcism of energy. Now, that doesn't have to be so, you know, haunty or creepy and scary. This feels like an expulsion, maybe, of energy. But there's also some coming in. There's some going out. There's some coming in. Now I'm seeing that science-y thing where they send out waves, but it turns to particles and they communicate. Definitely not my forte, but something in there. Waves and particles and what they once thought, but they turned out they can communicate. Something along that lines. Even these guys are back to back. There's a pointed toe. There's a pointed toe. This raven is writing something, and I think it might be in relation to the time before there was time. The time before there was time. I kind of want to come back to the ecliptical energy. Because the time before there was time, and whatever that might mean or be understood by you, there's a frog here as well, if a frog stands out to you or has been. It's like the sun and the moon are the natural cycles of time, but somebody had to notice that. Somebody or something existed to notice that. The original time. It's not the land before time. It's the time before there was time. And like something's coming in. I know you know what I'm saying in some way, shape, or form. Okay, I'm going to add on some oracle cards. And if you're sticking around for the extended, the Flipside, the link will be below if you're a YT member, Secret Society. Or you want to visit us in Vimeo. Is there a curse? Maybe that's the expulsion as well. That exorcism kind of energy. And old souls, maybe you're sensing this. Maybe this is something that you're...
You won't understand.
Hold on. Reading and writing, reading and writing. Something about languages changing and the amount of coexisting languages. This isn't in what's that term? Like if something was written, sorry, I'm already too liminal. If something was written in one language and then it's scribed in another language, translated. This isn't that. This is almost like you're bilingual, trilingual, but not necessarily in the sense of words.
Homeless.
Oh my goodness. I feel homeless right now with my mind. In the Cave of Ice is the Hunter of Gifts. Okay, so right, see that shape there? It's reminding me of this shape here. Some of you might be very aware that your presence naturally, this might be, okay, so it's like I feel like I'm speaking to an
Again.
empathic energy or that portion of you.
Hello.
Hello. But the psychonaut goes beyond and explores, right? And then the empath kind of has this broad range detection. And it's the seer that decides, or the seeker that decides what will be between those communications of this language, what will be focused upon. Thank you. I'm a captain in a ship or some sort of boat as the example, and they write logs, and that is found time years later. Maybe this is about your journals or your own reflections, even collectively looking over history and the different versions of history. Yes, there are different versions of history. But this log, when unchanged or not translated in its pure form, helps to personalize the experience for another one on a similar kind of journey. Spirit of empowerment is coming through in the Cave of Winds. You're being risen up.
Cell.
I think it's up and out of a cell. I'm back in that particle thing, and I'm in those hole punches that are changing shapes. There's so much happening, so much happening. Okay, there's a... It's like I'm on an information highway, maybe of all these scribes, of all these different energies, in different languages of love and wants, desires, whatever the case is. I'm very itchy up here. And I'm trying to square something off like an archaeologist. You know, it's like tediously slow. Their little brushes, and it's not my forte. I just want to... Anyway, that's what this is like. An archaeological awareness. The time before there was time. In the Cave of Hearth Fires, in the heart is the journeyer. This is you in this deck. This is you. The seeker, the seer. The seeker and the seer are of one. I wonder if this is the bound two, the priest and the priestess. Allow the confusion not to create a fuss, but a cyclone to clear. Being raised up. There's something in your throat, something in my throat right now, and my eyes. They are connected. It's like speaking.
Damaged.
I'm healing it. I'm healing my heart language. I also feel like old souls, you know when people say something, but what's that saying? Say what you mean and mean what you say. There's something along that lines.
Related.
There's something along that lines of how this is feeling. It's like walking your talk and talking your walk, but through this exploration or through this sensing and all these different languages of, say, mathematics, of the fabric of something or other, or the coding of the matrix, or the colors of energy, and the ecliptical solar moon, right? All these languages. And as it's all coming in, it's always all there. It's like all the TV stations are always all there, but you get to tune in. But you might flip through a few, and you might stumble, and you might feel awkward, and you might trip and fall. But every time you get up, and every time you decide to pivot or move or this, that, or the other, or take a seat, is this where I'm back? I take a seat, and I stop seeking for a moment. Thank you. I stop seeking for a moment, and I kind of regather this ecliptical energy to reflect in either direction, and yet revolving reflection, a revolving reflection. That's why. And it's like one time he's like waiting
It's
to
outside.
get at it in my heart of hearts, but this is a heart language. And I don't mean to sound cheesy about this. Guidance is on the bottom and it's here. It's like detecting this, like every so often
Yes.
taking some time to I can't say the word archaeologicalize and kind of get to the next layer.
Michael.
Okay. Cave of River. Shaman of Foresight is coming through. See, it's like dusting. And it's like, hello. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? For somebody specific, and thank you for holding space if this message is for one person specific, I'm looking for someone. I'm either a lost soul, and I don't mean that literally, but it's how it might feel if they have transitioned and you feel lost without them, and likewise the particles and wave thing, the emotional language, the energetic, I feel lost without you, but there's a trying to connect, but there's something about the cave of ice. Something has to radiate. It's like that revolving reflections, but this radiating warmth has to come out to melt the ice for the communication to come in clearly. Everybody is seen, everybody knows where everybody is type thing. There also might be a case, like an actual case, a missing person, and
Ritual.
we've been looking for them, and now I feel like they're lost and they will not be found. Well, they have transitioned, at least in this case, they have transitioned. They're no longer bound to the physical reality, but they're trying to connect with you to let you know that because they're not lost, they're with spirit. But there's something about the story. Old souls, it's like there's, how do I say? Okay.
Close.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to close. It's almost as if I get the sense in the old soul's aura, there's this collective energy that's going on. This one energy that's kind of like tapping, waiting and ready, because the other one, passive, I don't know, whatever it is, they're deciding, right? Like the hunt for the Red October, but it's not in a hunt way, but I do have Hunter of Gifts here. But make it like a holistic hunt. This isn't a Rammy hunt or a hunger hunt. This is a heart hunt. And something about the way you're working with things maybe coming into this new year, happy new year, calendar year anyway, the time before there is time. It's like we're in this threshold. It's still the old year, not quite the new year, but the old year momentum is slowly like dissipating. So here we are actually together on, I think I'm on the 31st that I'm recording this. We are in almost like the space of time before there was time. And it's like seeing the clock go from midnight or 11:59 to midnight and then 12:01. But there's something about the midnight.
I'm trying.
Something about a case-by-case basis for your energy specifically. Sensing and feeling everything, yes. Tuning in what you want to focus in on, heart things, all that kind of great. Whatever channel, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. This is something about something interacting with you. External towards internal. Case by case. Step by step. Ooh, baby. Shaman of Loss is coming in the Cave of Earth. Okay, so this is absolutely that, just confirming that one story I stepped into is somebody has lost somebody. You might be looking for them. I do feel like they're younger than you, whether that's a sibling or a friend. Yeah, they beat the heart of the drum. They're in the ecliptical energy of the sun. They're in the ecliptical energy of the sun. For
Man.
others, yeah, I do think it was a man. Maybe it had something to do with a priest or somebody in that kind of position. Don't want to get rammy about labels, but appreciate them for what they can inspire and indicate. It could be someone or something. You might also be seeing a shaman or a healer or something along that lines. I kind of feel like do your research. Do like Raven research before you step into somebody's energy who says they are a helper, because they may be a helper, but they're that's not a nice word. Their capability of helping may not be for you, right? So just take that. If they have you just get their vibe. You know what I mean? Get their vibe. Trust your own instincts. Trust your vibe. Yeah. Okay. Let's add on an oracle card, and then I will get ready to flip
Heaven.
it and go to the other side. Heaven, yes, heaven. Sorry, for other old souls, you might be sensing in the cave of earth of what's coming up. This information, some that's leaving, that's being exorcised, can feel like a loss. There might be holes. These holes don't have to be filled. They are not spaces of loss. It's like allowing the sun to shine through. If you can feel that for a moment, versus focusing on it being a hole and emptiness, while it has its place and its positive aspect. But I'm seeing it specifically with allow these holes, maybe with these hole punches. And sorry, and see the sun shining through. There's some sort of breakthrough there happening. And then there's also exercising your energetic or empathic psychonaut, the whole thing, kind of putting things together in a book. I got to jump over here for a second. There is a young child and a bapchi and a grandmother, quite specifically. 55, the farther gate, bold step forward. So if you have recently lost somebody, and my condolences, please know that they have well stepped into the light, if that's your belief system, whatever your belief system may be. Benefactor and grace and generosity. And this could be the grandparents. Also, there are blatantly a gift of love here that's trying to emanate down. In your explorations, also old souls, psychonauts, the whole kit and caboodle. This is where you're heading to. Right? Oh, we just imagine if this was one of those big shapes and light shining through. You're stepping in. And it's to step into that, or you've just stepped out. Again, we're in the in-between state here. This might feel like a hole. It's not of lack. It's of light. All right. I'm going to head on over to the flip side if you're joining us. Links are below in the description box and or the comment section if I can remember. I love you. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain, and I will see you again soon, Old Souls. So much love.